Statement of Iran's National Security Council. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, it is hereby announced to the honorable, strong and courageous people of Iran that the enemy in this war of oppression, injustice and violation of law which they launched against the Iranian people has suffered a severe and undeniable defeat, the worst defeat in history that has shaken them profoundly. By the blessing of the blood of the martyrs of the Islamic Revolution, especially the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Imam Khamenei, may Allah have mercy on him, together with the leadership and guidance of the leader of the Islamic Revolution and Commander-in-Chief Ayatollah Sayyid Mujtaba Khamenei, may Allah protect him, and the bravery of the fighters, Iran has achieved a great victory and has forced the United States to accept the 10 conditions it presented. This plan includes ceasefire, continued Iranian control over the Strait of Hormuz, acceptance of Iran's nuclear energy development program, removal of all sanctions, ending certain United Nations resolutions, payment of compensation to Iran, withdrawal of US forces from the region. We congratulate the Iranian people on this victory, while emphasizing that unity, patience, and wise leadership remain extremely important until the final outcome is secured. Over the past 40 days, Iran and its allies group have carried out intense attacks against the enemy. Attacks that will not be forgotten. Their strength, infrastructure, and war strategies have been destroyed, leaving them in confusion and without any option except surrender. At the beginning of the war, the enemy believed they could quickly crush Iran and force it into submission. They miscalculated Iran's strength, assuming that its missile and drone would fail, and that Iran will not be able to strike beyond its borders. They even believed they could completely destroy the country, seize its resources, and plug it into chaos. However, despite the losses, Iran's fighters and its allies delivered a powerful response that history will long remember, forcing the enemy to abandon any thought of future aggression. With unprecedented unity, Iran and its allies launched one of the largest coordinated attacks in history against the United States and the Zionist regime. They nearly dismantled the US military presence in the region, inflicted heavy losses, and carried out severe strikes in multiple locations, including within occupied territories. Within just 10 days, the enemy realized they could not win this war and began seeking contact with Iran to request a ceasefire. The council further stated, "We bring glad tidings to the Iranian people that nearly all war objectives have been achieved, and your brave sons have inflicted historic humiliation and lasting defeats upon the enemy." As a result of the fighters' sacrifices, the enemy spent more than a month pleading for a halt to Iran's attacks. However, from the beginning, the country's leadership decided that the war will continue until the enemy is completely subdued and all long-term threats are eliminated. Iran rejected all ultimatums from the US president, emphasizing that such threats have no effect. Iran's major decision is to continue this war until its victories are fully consolidated and a new regional security and political order is established based on Iran's strength and full sovereignty. Accordingly, negotiation will be held in Islamabad to finalize an agreement within 15 days. Iran has presented a 10-point proposal to the United States through Pakistan, including control of traffic in the Strait of Hormuz under Iranian supervision, ending war against all Iran-aligned groups, withdrawal of all US forces from the region, establishment of a security system ensuring Iran's authority over the Strait of Hormuz, full compensation to Iran, removal of all sanctions and Security Council resolutions, release of Iran's frozen assets abroad, making all these conditions binding under international law through a formal resolution. The Prime Minister of Pakistan informed Iran that the United States has accepted this condition as a basis for negotiation. It has been decided that 2 weeks of negotiations will be held in Islamabad based solely on these conditions. This does not mean the war has ended, not until full implementation is guaranteed. The negotiations will begin with complete distrust of the United States, and national unity must be maintained along with continued celebration of victory. The ongoing negotiations are part of the overall national struggle Therefore, all citizens, experts, and political groups are called upon to support this process and avoid anything that may divide the nation. If this military victory turns into a major political success, we will celebrate together. Otherwise, the war will continue shoulder to shoulder until all national demands are achieved. Our hands remain on the trigger, and if the enemy makes even the slightest mistake, we will respond with full force. Complied by Muhammad Bala Afua, read by Saida Khadija Hussaini Duku from SK Press TV.